Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the news cycle on Global TV live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Chidinma Jarasene. We'll start from Kogi State, where Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has presented 25 ambulances to all local government areas, several tertiary institutions and firefighting vans to the state's fire service in Lokoja. This was aimed at enhancing the efficiency of the state's health sector and facilitating prompt emergency response. Additionally, the governor allocated 40 SUV cars and 4 Hilux vans to the state lawmakers and judges during a brief ceremony on Friday in Lokoja, the state capital. Governor Bello highlighted that the autonomy granted to the legislature and local government was designed to bolster service delivery. He said that the judiciary, legislature and local government had enjoyed autonomy under his administration. The First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has disbursed 25 million naira to 250 elderly men and women from the 25 local government areas of Delta State. The cash presentation, though through the Renewed Hope initiative under the Elderly Support Scheme, was held on Friday at the Government House, Asaba, Delta State. The wife of Delta State Governor Tobore Oborevori, who represented Tinubu at the event, also provided clothing materials and free medical checkups to the elderly citizens as support for the gesture. In her address, Tinubu expressed joy at the inaugural edition of the Renewed Hope Initiative Elderly Support Scheme themed Better Days Ahead. Away from the State House, the House of Representatives Committee on Small and Medium Enterprises on Friday met with the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Wale Edun, on key aspects of implementation of the Presidential Palliatives Grants and Loans. The committee's chairman, Mansour Soro, who led the team to ascertain the extent of funding and releases so far made to implementing ministries, departments and agencies, disclosed this available to journalists on Saturday through his personal assistant, Aliyu Derazo. The House Committee on SMEs had previously met with other top government officials, including the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Doris Anite, the Accountant General of the Federation, Oluwatoyin Midein, as well as the Director General and Chief Executive Officer, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, Charles Odi, in this regard. A former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, on Friday was released from the Kuje Correctional Center after meeting up with his bail conditions. The spokesperson for the Kuje Correctional Center, FCT Adamu Duza, confirmed the development to our correspondent on Saturday. The Federal Capital Territory High Court, Abuja, had granted 300 million naira bail to Emefiele, who is being prosecuted for alleged procurement fraud. And now to security. The Nigeria Customs Service Board, chaired by the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, has confirmed the appointment of 2 Assistant Comptrollers General and the promotion of 2,209 senior officers in a statement issued on Friday by the National Public Relations Officer of the service, Abdullahi Maiwada. The appointed officers confirmed as substantive members of the NCS management team are ACG Florence Oga Mode and ACG Queen Ogbubudu. The Comptroller General NCS Bashiru Adeni congratulated the newly appointed and promoted officers. The customs boss equally urged the officers to put in more effort to ensure revenue generation, trade facilitation and suppression of smuggling. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency has forecast haziness and sunshine from Saturday to Monday across the country. NIMET's weather outlook released on Friday in Abuja predicted moderate dust haze on Saturday with horizontal visibility of 2 kilometers and 5 kilometers over the northern region during the forecast period. According to the agency, a sunny sky in a hazy atmosphere is expected over the north-central cities and the inland cities of the south. It anticipated partly cloudy skies in a hazy atmosphere over the coastal belt of the country. The agency urged the public to take necessary precautions as dust particles are suspended. It urged people with asthma and other respiratory issues to be cautious of the present weather situations. You're watching the news cycle live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When the news cycle returns, LPG marketers demand the implementation of zero duties on cooking gas imports. The news continues shortly with details of these and more stories right after this break. Please stay with us. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the news cycle. Thank you for staying with us. On the foreign scene, the government of Guinea has announced that petrol distribution would resume today, 5 days after supplies were suspended following an explosion and fire at the West African nation's main fuel depot, which left at least 23 dead. The population has been without petrol since Monday, paralyzing large parts of the economy. Demonstrations in the capital, Conakry, on Wednesday and Thursday occasionally fled into clashes between security forces and groups of young people demanding the restoration of petrol supplies to service stations. The supply of diesel had resumed on Wednesday, but not of petrol. The fire at the depot in Kaloum district of Conakry near the port has still not been extinguished, and firefighters continue to battle the flames. A total of 10,337 people were affected by the destruction, according to the government. And in Israel, Israel pressed its Gaza offensive on Saturday, with Hamas authorities reporting heavy shelling in several cities hours after world powers demanded more aid be allowed into the besieged Palestinian territory. The Hamas-controlled health ministry said 18 people were killed in a strike on a house in Nuseirat refugee camp in central Gaza, as other targets were hit up and down the strip. The health ministry in Gaza, which the Islamist movement Hamas has ruled since 2007, said more than 400 people had been killed in Israeli bombardments over 48 hours. The latest violence comes after the UN Security Council approved a resolution demanding immediate, safe and unhindered deliveries of life-saving aid and the rush to Gaza at scale. Flags on public buildings flew at half-mast Saturday, and masses were scheduled across the Czech Republic for a day of national mourning after a deadly shooting at Prague's Charles University, the worst in the country in decades. A 24-year-old student opened fire at the Faculty of Art on Thursday, killing 13 people and then himself. Another person died in hospital later on. The gunfire sparked frantic scenes of students running from the attack. Tearful students have lit thousands of candles at the makeshift memorials at the Faculty of Arts and the university headquarters nearby. The gunman also wounded 25 people, including 3 who were hit by bullets in the street as he fired from a balcony. And now in business, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has lifted ban on transaction in cryptocurrencies, saying banks and other financial institutions can now provide services to cryptocurrency exchanges and dealers, also known as virtual asset providers, VAPS. Accordingly, the CBN said financial institutions are now permitted to open accounts for VAPS, provide designated settlement accounts, and settlement services act as channels for foreign exchange flows and trade, and rather any other activity that may be permitted by the CBN from time to time. The CBN, however, said that bank accounts opened for VAPS cannot be used for cash withdrawal and third-party checks. Meanwhile, as the Central Bank of Nigeria's December 18, 2023 deadline approaches for the registration for the bank verification number, the number of registered Nigerians has hit 59.9 million. This is according to the latest BVN registration data update released by the Nigerian Interbank Settlement System. The most recent NIBBSS data issued in September showed that the number of registered BVN stands at 58.7 million as of September 12, 2023, while registration for the number has been delayed since the beginning of the year. The Central Bank of Nigeria's recent statement that all bank accounts without a BVN would be frozen beginning in April 2024 has pushed the BVN database a little higher, with the most recent statistics of 59.9 million. This indicates that over 1 million new BVNs have been registered in the last 3 months. And over to petroleum sector, the national president of the Nigeria Association of Liquefied Petroleum Gas, LPG marketers, Oladapo Olatubosun, criticized the Nigeria Customs Service for its alleged reluctance to enforce the presidential directive on zero import duties for gas items, including imported LPG. Expressing dissatisfaction, the national president pointed out that despite the circular from the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Wale Edun, instructing the relevant agencies to comply with the directive, the Nigeria Customs Service has not yet fully embraced the implementation. Olatubosun disclosed this concern during a conversation with reporters. He highlighted that many of their members with imported items currently held at the ports are incurring demurrage costs. These additional expenses, he emphasized, would eventually be passed on to end users, leading to higher costs for consumers of LPG. This outcome, he noted, would defeat the intended purpose of reducing prices. And now in sports, Anthony Joshua is set to continue his comeback with his third fight of 2023 and will be keen to get another victory when he faces Swedish heavyweight Otto Wallin 5 p.m. today in the main event of the day of reckoning card in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. After securing consecutive victories over Jermaine Franklin in April and Robert Helenius with a 7th-round knockout in August, Joshua is now gearing up to face a tough challenge in Wallin, who has proven himself as a formidable opponent, especially with his southpaw stance. The only defeat on Wallin's record to date came in 2019 against Tyson Fury in between the Gypsy King's first and second meetings with Wilder. Fury won by unanimous decision by the Swedish heavyweight certainly made it a harder night than expected for the lineal champ. It promises to be exciting as two successful boxers of Nigerian descent, Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, may possibly do a World Championship bout on March 9, 2024. In a statement issued on Saturday, renowned boxing promoter Adrian Ogun said since both former heavyweight champions equally lay claim to their Nigerian heritage, boxing fans in the country will be excited to see their compatriots compete for glory on the global stage. Adrian, however, noted that two important fights will determine if the two Nigerians will have the rare opportunity of fighting for world honor in March next year. Napoli, the Serie A champions, made a significant announcement on Saturday regarding Nigerian international forward Victor Osimhen. The club revealed that Osimhen has agreed to a contract extension binding him to Napoli until 2026. The announcement was made through Napoli's social media platforms, where the club posted a picture capturing Osimhen signing the new deal alongside club owner Aurelio De Laurentiis. Victor and Napoli together until 2026, the caption read, solidifying the club's commitment to retain the sought-after player. And that's it on the news cycle, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using at Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Chidima Jarasin, thanking you for watching. I'll see you again.